it is.
There we go.
We are live with Tal'Dorei, A New Dawn. Our illustrious friend Robert will be joining us a little bit later. He got hung up on a work thing, so when he gets back, we'll go to a quick break just to fit him in. But until then, why did it go to this song? I'm sorry. Just so you all know, I like half an hour ago fell down the stairs, so I'm doing great with life, just in general. So my brain's a little scattered, but we are here. Let's do quick character intros. Dana.
Hi guys, I'm Dana. Tonight I'm playing Raina St. Clair, Wood Elf Scout Rogue, who is apparently now level 8. I missed the memo, but we're good now.
Alrighty, and we have Riley.
I play Sylvia Estrella, and she is a celestial warlock, Air Genasi, and she's a great lookout.
Super great lookout. Maddie.
Hey everyone, I'm Maddie. I play Garen, the Hobgoblin War Wizard. Yeah, you know, stuff.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and shit, dude.
And Sai.
Hello, I'm Sai, and I'll be playing Mitz, a Tabaxi monk who likes to punch things.
Much like many of your other characters, likes to punch things.
It's like a prerequisite for my characters.
It's likes to punch things. Check. Okay, the rest of it will fall into place from there.
Pretty much.
All right, Derek.
Hey, I'm Derek, and I will be playing Siegfried Castle, a human grave cleric.
All right, so with that, let's do a quick episode recap for all of our good friends in chat and watching and lurking. Last session, you guys had made your way into the Castle of Woe. Galren had pointed his Wand of Wonder into the center of the room that seemed to be darkened by magical means. As he let his finger off the trigger, essentially, a fireball erupted in the middle of the room. Not damaging anything, but looking really fucking cool. You guys spoke a bit to a spider demigod who, as you were all being very obstinate, would show flashes of nightmare scenarios. Sylvia saw one, Mitz saw one, and Siegfried saw one. But
Kalashaw.
Sorry, Kalashaw. But then battle ensued, and you guys made quick work of the spider demigod. Almost too easy. And as Mitz told Abigail to quickly grab her bow, she grabbed the bow, and an arcane explosion went off, snapping Fenthris in two. Abigail survived the explosion, but was heavily damaged from it. Battered, bloodied, bruised, you all attempted to find your way out, but the door having sealed behind you, Siegfried managed to find an illusory wall, which led down a very deep pit. Siegfried and Mitz made their way down and discovered a small a passageway about 2 feet high that looked just big enough for people to squeeze through. And as the rest of you kind of, before you guys decided to go down, you decided, let's rest up a little bit. We're feeling pretty bad. And, yeah, you guys attempted to take a long rest in the spider demigod's little dungeon place, where you were promptly attacked by spiders, because there were lots of spiders in this place. After being attacked by spiders, you guys realized this probably isn't the safest place to take a long rest, and continued on, winding your way through, and eventually making your way to where you hear the sounds of mining going on, and thinking maybe you found civilization. You guys checked ahead and realized that it was actually deep dwarves, or Duragar, that were mining in this area, and Mitz got a couple of love filters from Garen, and you guys tried to kind of bluff your way through and talk your way through, because you knew that battling an army of Duragar probably was going to get you killed. And Mitz gave them an alcoholic beverage, the best mead they'd ever tasted. And two of the Duragar took the mead and became infatuated One with Sylvia and one with, I believe that would have been, yeah, Garen.
Naturally. Yeah.
Which hit kind of a snag in the plan because they were not really willing to let Sylvia and Garen just go. They were super invested in keeping them for their own debaucherous purposes. But you guys managed to barely talk your way out. And after a few more hours of travel through the winding corridors of the Cliffkeep Mountains, found daylight. And that is where we left off. The party, battered, bruised, bloodied, but ultimately free of the caverns underneath the Cliffkeep Mountains and the Castle of Woe.
Oh.
I do not know last time I have been so happy to see daylight.
It's pretty great.
We go back to town, yes?
Oh yeah. Golly.
We still have rooms in that inn, right? That tavern?
We should.
Technically, yeah.
How long were we down there?
So you were down there for a full day, so you actually all do have 1 point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have told us that. Yep, you sure did.
Sure did.
Sure
So
did.
let's just get down this mountain and go back to town.
So-
that sounds
Agreed.
good.
How far is the town?
Honestly, from where you're at, you have no idea. You can't even see Craghammer from here, so you figure you're probably on the opposite side of the Cliffkeep Mountain.
Oh, joy.
Oh, fuck. me.
And as you
What
say
is the
that,
area-
sorry,
So go ahead.
No, were you asking what the area looks like?
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. It's a heavily wooded area. There's a lot of trees. There doesn't seem to be a lot of snow, so you don't figure you're too high up in the Cliffkeep Mountains. However, you can place yourself at least probably midway towards the base, but from there it's hard to tell. You're in a flat-ish area, and you don't see any like sudden drops or anything. So it's difficult to tell your elevation. But looking around, you don't see anything in front of you that would denote any kind of civilization. And as you're looking around, you just hear a,
Oh,
and ahead of you, someone you've never seen before.
What?
There is a tiefling, and he has a lute strewn across his back, but he does wear black and purple robes. And as he is clapping, he says, "Bravo! Well done, well done. Angelique sends her regards."
no, of course.
Red?
Red, who is this Red?
Oh, never mind.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Farlin and Elderwile, and I will be your main point of contact from here on out. Angelique realizes that she's put you in some tough positions, and she doesn't want to stress you out too much, so she figured I could come and do the talking for her. After all, I'm far more charismatic than she could ever be, but don't tell her I said that, because she can be a little on the testy side, if you know what I mean.
So
I know
Will
what you
writes this
mean.
down. He remembers this.
That said,
Mitch chuckles to himself.
I'm sorry, could you say the name again?
it's Farlin Elderwile. Farlan Elderwile.
Farting all the while.
So I see you have young Abigail with you, and I assume that means you have the bow. Correct me if I'm wrong at any time.
That's not Abigail. That's her stunt double.
Yeah, the real one got.
And we have a bow.
Can I insight to see if maybe he's lying about being a contact for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll insight.
30 20.
Dirty 20. He seems on the level.
I'm also standing in front of Abigail.
Now, friends. May I call you friends? I'm going to call you friends.
When he does that, Sylvia's just gonna and then go sit down on a rock to listen. She's fucking tired.
You don't need to lie to me. And let's face it, you're not very good liars, but it was a valiant attempt in any case. So I suppose you have your bow and now are off to seek the next relic of the past.
Do you have anything shiny?
I have many shiny things.
Okay.
Okay, what do you want?
Yeah. Really.
Because you know what we're doing, you know what we're gonna do. So what do you want from us?
Well, my lady has deemed it appropriate that once again I warn you from this path, though she said that you won't listen, and I fully expect you not to listen. So, mainly this is just an introduction. I'm so pleased to meet you all. I've heard so much about you, and I must say you don't disappoint.
Okay, nice meeting you. Bye.
You know, child, manners are a very important thing that I find. And I feel that I've been very courteous, very polite, but I don't feel like I've received the same in kind. And I understand your particular case, Sylvia, or should I say Eugenia. I do know what my lady did to your parents, and I disagreed with that course of action. I advised against it, but she doesn't really listen to those she deems unworthy or underneath her. But I did disagree with that course of action, so I am truly and in fact sorry for your loss.
That's kind of you.
I do have one question.
Yes, of course.
Your lady spent lots of time telling us not to go and seek out artifacts, even so much as to kill loved ones and friends and the like, but why she never stop us personally?
My lady has much bigger things to attend to, especially these days. She finds herself very wrapped up in her work.
Is that what you're here for?
To provide her more time? Yes. I guess you could say I'm helping she's delegating her work to others while she continues to prepare.
Brian, is there something I can roll to like size him up? Like I want to activate my Eldritch Sight and then kind of get a gauge for how powerful he might be.
So with your Eldritch Sight, you do see that the sword on his hip is magical. You do see that the cloak that he wears is magical, and that the armor that he wears is magical.
Okay.
He's just glowing.
Pretty much.
Like one of those.
Is there anything else that can I roll like investigation or something to see if I can gauge how dangerous of a foe he might be? I don't know how to
the only way you can tell is by poking the bear.
Okay, I don't do that.
Anyone who was like fully glowing head to toe is pretty freaky.
Probably pretty, yeah. Okay.
So what? We're exhausted. So I apologize for being curt. But what are you doing here?
Again.
What's the point? What's the point of this conversation?
Well, I've heard so much about you that I thought I should size you up myself. Determine if you're a real threat, and if you are, kill you on the spot. If you're not, then we're just having a friendly conversation.
I see.
I'm sure that's exactly how this is going.
Well, we are just simple people. We be on our way, yes?
I think you all need baths and a
Yes.
very long sleep.
Do you have any food?
You know what, young one? Here. And he pulls out, their rations still, but you can tell that the meat, the salted meat is finely cured, and you can smell the spice coming off of it. It's a spice unlike you've ever smelled before.
Ooh.
And the bread that he carries with it is not hardened like tack. It actually has a bit of softness to it still. And he hands it over to you.
Wait, Reina, check if it's poisoned.
Yes, because I'm the expert in poison.
Well, that's why I asked you.
Kind of are.
I think I'm the expert of being poisoned. But sure,
Well, take a bite.
that would be the way that Brian kills me. Well, honestly, I think Sylvia's more acquainted with poisons than I am actually looking at them. Maybe have her look at it instead. I can help.
Okay, and then Sylvia just takes a bite.
Okay. It is delicious.
It's really fucking good. That's really good, actually.
So, what is your assessment so far?
Well, he has not killed us yet, so
My assessment is as such. Today, do you pose a grave threat to me or my lady? No. Not even a little bit. Are you to be watched? Oh, absolutely, and I know I'm going to enjoy every second of it. Will you see me again? Perhaps. Perhaps not. Who's to say?
Huh. I think we will.
I hope you get to see Sylvia open door. He's great most time.
I imagine there must be an inside joke there that, sadly,
Well,
very sad, and truly sadly, I'm not a part of. But hopefully, one day, I'll see what you mean.
So, can I ask you a favor, perhaps?
That depends on the favor.
Could you point us in the way of the nearest city?
City would be Craghammer, but if you're looking for any sign of civilization, you'll find a small village, so small as to not be named. There's a small, I suppose you would call it a bed and breakfast, that can house travelers. A party your size might fill it up, but I don't think they're really going to have a problem with that.
Who runs this?
Oh, the proprietor is a wonderful old lady named Magda.
Can I insight to see if he's leaving out any information about this owner?
Sure.
Huh.
Plus 16.
16? Hard to read.
Okay.
Well, great. How far away is that?
Oh, I would say it would take you about a quarter's day travel, but you're going to keep heading straight away from the Cliffkeep Mountains. From here, your elevation is probably about 2,000 feet. No, that's way too high. I'm terrible with heights. You're not at the bottom. You'll go until you reach a valley. You'll find a very small community in this valley. I would suggest not pulling out any weapons. They don't take kindly to that.
Okay.
How are they with cats?
Are they human?
Mostly human. There are some halflings and a couple of gnomes.
Okay.
It's actually kind of funny because the village itself, the elders are the gnomes and the halflings, but the most of the farming and whatnot is done by humans.
Huh.
It's a quaint little village. You'll probably like it.
Well,
I don't really like much of anything, to be honest.
Fair enough.
well, thank you for the tip. But we are about to pass out any second, so I think we're going to be on our way now.
Fair enough. And with a flourish, he turns and vanishes.
Well, I mean,
I hate
don't
him.
know.
But I'm tired. Let's go.
It's better than talking
He
to
is
that bitch,
probably still watching.
Honestly, I'd rather look at him than her.
right?
God, he was a pretentious asshole.
Again, may
He's still easy on the eyes. So, just saying. No.
He did have a nice cloak.
I also don't think we should follow his directions to that village.
Yeah,
They're probably cannibals.
Well,
No, I don't know if it would go well if we walk into a small unnamed village with 2 humans, a wood elf, a blue air genasi, a cat, and a hobgoblin. Also,
Right.
I just don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and I'm not fucking strong, so.
Oh,
Okay, so then we camp in the woods because either way, we are exhausted
yeah.
and need
And
to
if
rest.
we rest early enough, if we find a safe space early enough, we can still probably
I
maybe get to Craghammer at some point and not exhaust ourselves again.
think I can help with that. I learned a new spell.
I'm also really good with woods.
I can create a little place for us to rest.
What do you mean?
What?
Well, why aren't we doing that?
Okay. Wait, do I have? I don't have the spell slot.
Oh, fuck, we haven't
Oh no,
rested.
no, wait. Oh, no. Actually, that is the question.
If it's tiny
can
hut,
I-
it's a ritual.
No, but oh, it is a ritual.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna cast Liamon's tiny hut.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's-
you see Garen find kind of like a clear spot, and as he sits cross-legged and draws a circle around him, he focuses for 10 minutes, and an opaque hut appears around his form.
While he's doing that, can I just take a cursory perimeter check around?
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
Okay.
Sylvia's gonna immediately crawl into the hut.
We're in forests, right? Technically.
Yeah, you're in a forest.
Sweet. I get to add +3. 14. 22.
22. With the 22, the area seems clear.
Then I go back.
And by the time you make your way back, you see the hut has appeared where Garen was sitting.
May I enter? Oh. I'll step out. Yeah.
So the thing with the tiny hut, Garen,
You have
just
to-
so you know, you have to stay in the hut.
Okay. I
You're the
walked
only
out.
one who has to. Everybody else can move in and out.
I mean, you could just cast it again.
Yeah,
But...
I mean, you could.
I could, but I could poke my head out, right?
Yeah, as long as your body's inside.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just poke my head out. Come on. No.
Whoa.
I guess I'll go in.
This is amazing.
So you go inside, and it's nice for what it is. I mean, it'll protect you. Garen, you can change it to kind of dim the lighting, and kind of give your guys a little bit of darkness and
Yeah.
whatnot. But you're protected inside.
Sylvia's out cold, so
This is different.
Sylvia just makes it like, just gets the last foot, drags it behind her in, and then passes out.
All right. Yep. I'm doing the same.
I take the blanket she took from my house out of her pack and I put it over her.
no.
Because you just landed face first in the bottom of this hut.
I slide her more in front of the door so people can't come in.
There's no door.
Oh.
Plus, you can't come in unless you're invited.
Speaking of from outside, Abigail says, am I invited in?
Yes, of course. Please.
I just didn't want to intrude.
You're. Oh, yeah. You're one of us now.
So she crawls in too. It's tight in there. It's not a big hut, and with all of you guys in there, I mean, it's essentially a cuddle puddle for you all to fit in.
Oh no.
But it's dry and it's comfortable.
At least we will be warned.
As long
Yeah.
as Kalashaw stays asleep, it's dry.
Jeez.
And Kalasha is also just immediately passed out.
He did a lot of work down there.
So you guys are taking your long rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Long rest.
Oh goodness, thank you.
So you guys sleep most of the day. Raina, I'm gonna say you could trance, but with the exhaustion and everything, I'm gonna say you definitely slept as well, because you're just fucking totally exhausted.
Spent.
But you guys all kind of come to. The first person comes to kind of shifts, and everybody else kind of wakes up because of all the shifting. And you notice that dusk is starting to fall. You guys slept a long time, but as you wake up, you feel a lot better.
So we can remove that exhaustion.
You can, because you took a long rest.
Oh, that felt good.
Yay.
Okay.
All right.
I do my morning like cat stretches.
I feel like I slipped on Necron.
So Mitz is doing his stretches, and his ass is like right in Kalashaw's face. He's just like, dude, come on.
Oh, the hut only lasts for 8 hours, so.
Once we all wake up, we're dropped out of it.
Yeah.
I was sitting up anyway, so.
Yeah, you guys were fine.
Well, now we go repair the bow.
The boat.
I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about the bow.
Well, we need to figure out how we get back to
Craig Hammer?
Zephyra?
Zephyra.
Right.
But
Craghammer is the
What's
biggest
that?
city that we're closest to, so getting back there would be the best bet.
Right.
Craghammer is what, in the middle of the continent? Something?
Somewhat
North.
central.
Yeah,
Central.
from what I remember.
We need
It's
to get
slightly
Abigail back
north,
home.
but pretty central. Or at least central. I should say central to the main part of the continent, if you're not including like Hobgoblin territory and whatnot.
Fair. Yeah.
Well, I think our best bet, regardless, is to get back to Craghammer.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Ooh. Gosh, I wish we had don't I have something that... No. No, I don't. Awesome. Can I do like a nature check to determine direction?
Can I help?
Yeah, it'll be a survival check.
Okay.
And
Well.
yes, Raina can definitely help.
Okay. Do you have any bonuses to your wisdom?
I have +8 because I'm proficient.
Oh, then you
Or I have
roll.
expertise, so yeah.
Then you roll.
Okay.
I'll help you.
I also have +8.
New special things adds numbers to things.
I don't.
So survival,
Yeah.
27.
Okay, so Raina and Garen kind of begin surveying the area. You see Raina lick her fingers, put it up in the air, feel where the breeze is coming from. And after spending a good 10 minutes getting your bearings, you definitely know you're on the opposite side of the Cliffkeep Mountains. You're still not sure how long it'll take you to get to Craghammer, but you have a general idea of what direction to travel. You know you're going to have to probably go around or through, but you're not sure where you would go through. So around seems like it's probably going to be your fastest bet.
That's fair. That's
I can take
fair.
lead.
Yeah, we'll take lead, and we'll. Oh, you take lead. I don't need to take lead. We're not in a dungeon anymore. Yeah, scout. You scout.
Yes, me, Scout. Yes.
I'm sorry, my brain is still.
This is me laughing at a game.
I'm still recovering.
We just woke up. It's fine.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
So which way, guys?
Around.
Okay,
Yeah.
lead the way.
Okay, so who's kind of leading the way and kind of keeping an eye out?
Well, I'll definitely keep an eye out, but Raina will definitely be in the lead.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a perception check as you guys are traveling.
Oh, I'm not good at those either.
Now I remain alert no matter what.
I'll use the
Magic box.
magic box. Net 20.
All right.
What?
So as you guys are traveling, After about 3 hours, you start to kind of hear a sound, and it seems very slight. It could be anything. Could be a deer. You hear a twig snap, but then you hear a rustling of trees on the other side of you. And that's all you hear. You don't... nothing or nobody presents themselves to you guys. Do you keep going, or what do you do?
I draw my bow regardless once we hear that.
Alert. Stay alert.
Can I activate my Eldritch Sight?
Yeah, sure.
Do I see anything glowing?
Does it have... your Eldritch Sight cannot see through obstructed objects, correct?
Let me double check.
I think if it's obstructed, you can't see it, if I recall.
It acts as detect magic, I'm pretty sure.
Must be visible.
Yeah, so it must be visible.
It's like a certain parameter of you. Like you can't see through 3 feet of something, 1 foot of something.
It says any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic.
Yeah.
It can.
The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood and dirt. So if it's through trees, it would have to be through, like, what, 2 trees?
You think you might catch a glimpse of something, but it's hard to say.
All right.
Eyes of the grave.
Nothing undead.
No,
I'll definitely keep aware and keep kind of scanning.
I don't use that thing very much anymore.
If Reyna draws her bow, I'm gonna draw my thunder check
Okay.
and get low.
Are you guys
I draw
standing
my-
in place, or are you
we're
guys
still
still moving?
Still moving.
Okay, still
Still
moving?
move.
Okay. As you guys are clearly alert, very clearly seem to be tipped off to the presence, from the trees in front of you drops a person. They don't immediately seem dangerous. They don't have a weapon drawn. But they do have a bow slung across their back. It's a wood elf male. And his clothing seems to be a bit shabby. It's not... He seems like he's been out in the wilderness for a while. His hair is not kempt at all. Very dirty and matted. He's got kind of like smears of dirt on his face. And as he sees you, he says, "Well, I do believe you've entered our wood."
Whose wood?
Oh, well. That would be our wood. And you see 4 more, 2 from each side, come through with bows drawn.
Is there like a toll or something that we need to pay?
Well,
Is that what the
absolutely.
problem is?
Yes. It's
Who
fun.
are you?
Okay, I got this, guys. Don't worry. I'm gonna pull out that ceremonial dagger and hold it out. Is this enough for us to pass?
That'd be enough for 3 of you lot. But you got
Are
4
you
more.
joking? 3?
Uh,
At least this is worth at least all of us. Do you know what this is? You clearly don't know what it is.
I know it's a dagger.
Look at the brains on this one.
Mitz, ignore him. He's 10.
We did not teach you to be this sassy. Stop.
I've been hanging out with Kalishaw a lot.
If you want to take a closer look, you'll see that it is worth much more.
Toss it here. I'll take a look.
Insight to see if he's gonna just keep it.
Okay. Go ahead, roll insight.
That's a fucking 3.
Hard to read.
All right, I toss it forward.
All right. He bends down, examines it. Tosses it back to you. 4.
How much do you want?
What else you got?
That's it.
Well, then I do
We have
believe...
this
Do you want money?
There's nothing better than gold.
Or at least its equivalent? Say a couple of pearls?
Tell you what. Give us the dagger. How many pearls you got?
I got a few.
Let's see, we got 7
Can we
of
have a
you.
group meeting?
We're really
Shush.
gonna barter with these.
I'll tell
Yes.
you what.
I don't want to fight anymore. I'm so tired of
The
fighting.
dagger for 4 of you, and a pearl each for the rest. That's 3 pearls and a dagger.
Wait, but you said that the dagger
That's
was worth
fair.
4.
That's fair. He just said that. 4 people for the dagger. 3 more. 3 pearls for the rest. That's 7. That's fair. That's fair.
Oh yeah, I didn't math.
I will hand him over 3 pearls.
Okay. It was a pleasure doing business with you. If you find yourself in our neck of the woods again, please make sure to shout out, say howdy. In the meantime,
what was your guys' name? Like
What-
your group,
Brothers at Arms,
Brothers at Arms. Okay, just good to know.
What do you stand for?
ourselves.
Fair.
Okay,
Fair. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day.
You have a fantastic day yourself. And he steps aside. The bows are withdrawn, and the wood elves disappear back into the trees.
All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Stay alert.
I whisper to Raina now, like, oh, so are we gonna kick the crap out of those guys and get our stuff back, or what?
No,
If they bother us again, we will.
I don't know how I feel. about it.
Brothers in Arms. Do we know
Is it-
anything about that group?
You can go ahead and roll a history check if you like.
Can I
Okay.
roll one since I'm proficient?
Sure.
Yeah.
16 for me.
15.
27. I don't know how to count, guys.
I got 26.
26.
26. Sylvia and Siegfried, they don't sound familiar to you. Reyna, however, you have a little bit of insight into this, being from Singorn originally. You know that there was not a culling, but there was a handful of wood elves that were exiled from Singorn, and the reason is they were not quite on the up and up. They were cheating people. They were just kind of a dredge on society. And as such, they were exiled and told that if they ever were to return, they would be killed on the spot. And you know they tended to rove kind of in gangs. The Brothers in Arms are not the only gang that you've ever heard of, but you suspect this is probably one of them.
And I didn't recognize any of them.
You did not recognize any of them, no. Okay, so real quick, Robert just joined us, so we're gonna take a quick break just to fix this nightmare mess.
You guys
And-
don't like my chin?
It's actually, so we'll be right back. So thank you. Hang on one sec.
Hot mic.
I think studio mode. Turn it off. There we go. Now we're back.
Yeah.
Yay!
I know how to press buttons like the best of them. Okay, so you guys just got held up by a gang of wood elves called the Brothers in Arms, and are making your way towards
Downtown
Excuse me.
walking.
Craghammer. There's not much else on this mountain, so for the sake of expediency, we'll say about a day passes before you finally make your way back to the northern gates of Craghammer.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling well rested.
All through the night.
No, you guys, take a long rest and whatnot. It's like a full day, and you guys are trying to get your sleep schedule regulated again, because that dungeon kind of fucked it up for
We
you.
fucked it up.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But you guys are back to the northern gates of Craghammer. It's coming to about midday as you guys arrive.
Oh, God. I never thought I'd be so happy to see a city full of dwarves.
Well, should we try to find somewhere that has a teleportation circle to Abigail's mother, so we can return her home?
Is that available here?
I don't know. We have to ask.
Reyna, you know, because that's how you got yourself to Riff and Mist jungle with Mitts. House Thunderbrand does have one, but you're gonna have to convince them to let you use it. And you remember last time you kind of came up with a lie, so you're pretty sure that's not gonna work the same way twice. And they're probably gonna be pretty suspicious of you.
Unless they don't recognize you.
Oh, God. I don't have the notes for that. I forgot what the lie was. Oh, God.
Unless they don't recognize you.
Well, this is why we don't lie.
That's incorrect.
Well, I was wearing my disguise last time we were here, so.
So, I mean, you could wear a different disguise, but you just know they don't just let anyone use it. Like, it's their personal teleportation circle.
Well, we do have the daughter of the royal family of Whitestone. So
You can
maybe
see if
not.
House Thunderbrand gives a fuck about that.
And the royal...
They're dwarves. They very well might not, especially since she's a half-elf.
So Sylvia's gonna turn to Abigail and ask her, so if we try to like get through this teleportation circle, do you think you have like any like swing or like sway to get us to be able to use it?
I don't really know. I've never spoken to these people before.
But maybe they know who your mom is.
I mean, it's worth a try. I'm always willing to help where I can.
I don't know. I mean, it's
Or we just could do we could do the really odd thing and just be completely and utterly honest about our mission, and maybe they will take us there.
Do you even hear yourself right now?
I love that idea.
Or
No.
we don't have to tell them the whole story. We just have to tell them that we were sent by Abigail's mom to go save Abigail, and now we need to return her. And we heard that they have the best teleporter in town, and we would like to use it, please.
Okay,
See?
so what if they say no?
Then we kill him.
No.
What?
No.
I mean, or not.
How?
Extortion is what I meant to say.
No. We don't
Well,
need
let's just-
enemies. We
let's
discussed
just
this.
Yeah.
With plan A.
We're trying to save the world, the universe, everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Sometimes you gotta do a little bad to make a little good, you know?
but sometimes you just have to let people know what you're doing.
Or plan B is we get horses and we do it the old-fashioned way.
And then it takes us like a month to get up there.
The secret to lying is partial truths. That's what we need to go with.
Okay, Shaw. You got a plan?
Yeah.
So I'm a prince, and we need to get to Whitestone.
We
That
literally
is
have
very much a lie.
No, we literally have a princess that we are trying to take to Whitestone. That is the basis. Sylvia nailed it on the head. That is the lie.
But it's not a lie.
Yeah, it's a partial lie. It's also a partial truth.
I mean, if I'm good with just telling them we need to return her to Whitestone. I'm good with that.
Okay, let's just go. Let's just go.
Okay,
Plan B is
okay.
not extortion. And Sylvia
do
looks
not-
Kalashaw dead in the eyes.
Then it's
No
trading.
water, pirate business or
Businessmen of the sea.
The hubbabalooey.
Okay,
The
Captain
P word is
Kalashaw. You take the lead here.
I will just mention that House Thunderbrand is known for their arcane prowess. Let's not show them the artifacts that we have, because they might want to keep them.
Right. That's fair.
And
Of
they're
course.
both on loan.
Don't show dwarves anything.
It's a little bit racist. but
Yeah,
we'll
as
get
you
over
say
it.
that, like a dwarven commoner walks by and says, "What do you mean by that?"
He's a hobgoblin. What do you expect?
Very
Oh,
fair, he's
nothing.
very
Forgiven.
ugly. And he keeps walking.
Okay.
I am very ugly. Yes.
We need to get
Lauren, I think you
Kalashaw
look
hat.
nice.
Thank you.
And the dwarf in the cave really liked you.
Yes, he did.
All right, guys, let's quit wasting time.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's go with that. Okay.
Okay, so you guys approach House Thunderbrand, and you see it's almost palatial in nature. It is definitely by far one of the bigger estates in Craghammer, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. You see glowing runes all about the pillars that are all around the house, and you see a stone walkway leading to a large oak door.
All right. Well, I guess we knock, right?
Yeah. Not me, though.
Those things are glowing.
Wait, what?
So,
Glowing?
Kalashah, you approach the door.
Yep. I approached the door.
Okay, as you pass between two of the pillars with glowing runes, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Easy peasy.
I said they were glowing.
24.
24. So you do save, however.
He saves, he doesn't take damage.
Oh, he's using evasion?
I'll use evasion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
I would assume so, but I don't know unless he says it.
That was me assuming. I apologize.
Okay, so Kalashah, an explosion erupts around you from underfoot and from the sides of the pillars, and you dodge backwards out of the way, jumping backwards and kind of tucking and rolling. As that happens, the runes kind of flicker and then start glowing again.
Nice.
I
Okay.
tried to save you.
All right. Well, that's unique.
But I think they know we're here now.
So we need to find a new way to knock on the door.
Brian, how did I knock on the door the first time?
The first time it wasn't trapped.
All right.
Tight.
I'll say this: roll an intelligence check.
I get a +2, so 16.
16. With a 16, you probably guess that when you conned your way in and never came back, that they took some extra precautions.
Shit.
Why don't we ask Cricket to go knock on the door?
That look.
All right. So
He's not a guinea pig.
Well, he's not gonna die.
so here's what I'm thinking. Somebody can like move short distances, right? Like the magics.
Nope.
Yeah. Mhm.
There you
Really?
go.
Where-
Otherwise, that I can do it, but I was explicitly told to
Wait.
hide that item.
I can levitate over the gate.
Oh, don't.
Don't
Just
do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, because when you
No.
levitate, you can't move yourself, and when those things go off, it's going to hurt you real bad.
Yeah.
No,
How-
just somebody has to kind of
Where
throw
the-
me.
No.
Are there, like, Thunderbrand guards somewhere that we can see?
No, the place is unguarded.
Where are the runes, Brian?
The runes, they're 3 high on the pillars, and as the kind of smoke clears, you do notice a faded rune on like the stone pathway right in between them as well. So there's a total of 7 runes, 3 on each
And-
pillar.
Okay, so
one in the middle.
they're all like in the same, like creating like a
Circle.
doorway essentially.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have an idea.
I could Misty Step.
Mitz, what's your idea? I'm intrigued.
I can hit my thunder chuck really hard on the ground. It'll make a really loud noise.
No, Galren, why don't you Misty Step?
Or does anybody have anything that could knock on the door from a distance?
I could throw a rock.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Go ahead, everybody roll a perception check for me.
Let's not throw stones.
Not for a rock, for something else.
Ooh.
A 3.
Damn it. Wrong.
18.
26.
11.
26. Raina, you got an 18?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did you get, Mitz?
A 19.
19? Garen?
I got 2.
2. Okay. So, Kalashah, Raina, and Mitz, as you guys are kind of just figuring this out, you guys kind of look back to the runes, and you see a dwarven man in gold armor with a long red beard that stretches down to the ground. And he's just kind of looking at you, arms crossed, tapping his foot.
Hello there, sir.
Oh, there we go.
If you know Dwarvish, use it.
Unfortunately, I don't know Dwarvish.
I was
Hello.
saying that to the general group.
My name is Captain Kalasha, and these are some of my friends. And we were looking to speak to somebody about potentially using a magical device for transportation purposes. We're in quite a rush, and we believe that you can assist.
He kind of sizes you up. That sounds to be like a bit of a personal problem.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that would be a personal problem. Like I said, we're here seeking help from noble dwarves such as yourself. And if needed, we do have some things that we may be able to trade in exchange for this.
For this, what are you finishing that sentence, son? You look like you had more to say. Your jaw was flapping.
I mean, like, it's a human thing where jaws flap. Where our jaws are not as strong and toned as the dwarf.
Oh, you're putting it on too thick, buddy. Oh.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage because you are putting it on super thick.
While he's talking,
Mind you, I was in love with a dwarf, so I know.
This guy does not know that.
Wait, was Albie a dwarf?
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
Albie Iron Fist. You, damn right he was a dwarf.
Fair. That's fair.
I'm an elf. How do I know?
Sylvia's behind Kalashaw, just smiling and like waves.
Siegfried definitely cocked his head at that last fucking statement.
22.
I might be interested in helping you out, but I don't think you have any trinkets that would be of any use to me. What is it that makes you so much in a hurry? Why do you need to teleport from place to place like royalty of some sort?
We have royalty.
Well, actually, we do have royalty with us, which is the reason for the hasty transport that we're seeking. As I'm sure you're aware, this is Abigail, daughter of Vexalia.
So you come to my door with a Whitestonian princess, and I'm supposed to recognize her on sight, because I give a fuck about what's happening in Whitestone. Now,
No, you're not supposed to give a fuck. That's why I'm talking to you and not her.
and she she approaches and she gives a courteous bow towards the gentleman. Sir, might I ask your name? Please, I feel perhaps that would help this conversation along. And he looks at her. You can call me Marcus Thunderbrand. And who are you? Give me your names.
I'm
Siegfried
Mitz.
Gessel.
I'm Sylvia.
I'm Gavran.
Please lie.
And Raina St. Clair.
You didn't.
I looked different last time I was here.
This is an awkward conversation out in the street. You're not here to kill us and take our shit, are you?
Nope.
No.
No.
I don't think we could.
Yeah,
judging
quite
by the-
frankly, I don't think we could.
by the state of your lawn decorations.
Why don't you come inside? We'll sit in a study. We'll parse out terms.
Very well.
That's very fair. Thank you.
Lead the way, Marcus.
And he snaps and the runes die down. And you guys are able to pass through. And he pushes back open the big oaken door. And leads you into... It's funny with as extravagant as the outside is. It's kind of drab on the interior. The floors have like a red carpet to them. And the walls themselves are quite bare. But he does lead you into kind of a sitting room. And he kind of drags other seats over so there's enough for everybody. After about 5 minutes of situating the room. Would you care for any tea? After all, you are my guests. I don't want to be rude.
That would
Sure.
be lovely. Thank you.
I would love some tea.
Oh
Leaf
God,
water.
are we still dirty from the mountain?
You guys are super dirty. You guys look like vagabonds.
Yeah, we're gross.
Mitt starts to clean himself.
As you do that, like Marcus kind of like gives you this weird look and says, "I'll be right back with some tea."
I kind of like pause, like mid lick, like looking at him, like, oh, that's rude, huh?
About 10 minutes later, he comes back with a tray with some cups, saucers, and a large tea kettle, and he pours you some tea. It has like a very like chamomile kind of scent to it, very calming and relaxing. And he leans back in a chair that's much larger than the rest of yours, and he actually kind of has to like climb up it. So he sets the tea on the arm, and he pulls himself up, and he cracks his neck. So, you have a princess, you need to get back to her mother, and it's very time sensitive. Tell me, what's so time sensitive about this? Princesses are separated from their mothers every day.
Well, there's a calamity to befall the world.
I think what Sylvia's trying to get at is that she was recently out adventuring, as princesses are known to do, when she was captured. We're just simply trying to get her home as quickly as possible. And traveling through such large distance on foot only makes us more susceptible to attacks and robberies. Simply by looking at our current status, you can see that we need all the help that we can get. In fact, earlier today, we were
Robbed
We were
robbed.
mugged. Yeah.
by these terrible wood elves.
Wood elves. No offense.
Right?
They're the worst.
They've been a
I just
thorn.
pulled my hood further over my head.
They've been a thorn in the Thunderbrand side for quite a while now.
Those specific ones?
They're the only wood elf band that I know.
They called themselves the Band of Brothers.
Brothers at arms.
Brothers at Arms.
I'm familiar. I am most definitely familiar with them.
I'm sure you are.
Did they rob a bunch of people on the street like they did us?
We weren't in the street.
We weren't in the street.
On the path?
We were in their territory. It's fair.
My grandson was mining and scouting, but mostly mining. He found a group of Durgar deep in the Cliffkeep Mountains. He also found a great treasure, something of arcane nature. And when he was coming back, he found himself outnumbered by the brothers in arms. He fought valiantly, but ultimately was overpowered, had the item taken, made it back barely with his life. So yeah, I have a problem with the fucking wood elves. Again, no offense.
Do you know how many there are? Because when there were only 6 when they encountered us.
No one knows their true numbers. They move in packs, and no one's seen them all together all at once. They spread out to hit more areas, collect more loot. You're lucky.
What? Do you
Or
know
smart.
what the item was?
That I don't know. I just know it was powerful, whatever it was. It resonated. You could feel the magic. You could feel the frequency of the magic.
So, are there any rumors as to like a base camp?
No, not that I know.
But I bet you I could find it.
Boy, I would love to kick the crap out of those dudes.
We could get our stuff back.
And maybe if we do this for you, you'll let us use your teleportation circle?
We'll
Now,
enact your revenge.
those are terms that I can get behind.
Because I really wanted to fight them earlier, but they wanted to like just give them the money, so I would love to go and kick their ass.
Revenge, revenge, revenge. That's where my vote's going.
Sometimes I just really hate you people so much.
Garin, they made you look so weak back there.
Garen, also, if we don't do this, he may not let us use the circle.
You could tell me more about this calamity. Now that is something that I might have to deal with.
Oh yeah, so all the
Oh,
elements
we're all gonna
super
have to
out of
do it.
balance. Big freaking portal opened up in the sky. Giant dragon came through.
Yeah, it's definitely something you're going to have to deal with eventually if we aren't successful in what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Um,
So basically, we're trying to build allies and strength so that, hopefully that the world doesn't die and we can all come together and fight the big bad dragon.
And
We've
that's
lost
why
many
the
along
princess.
way.
And that's why the princess is so important to you.
She's
Her
our new
mother has
ally.
been an ally to us as well.
her mother's been an ally and very helpful. Sir, I apologize. You know of the Sundering, correct?
I know it by many names, but yes, I'm familiar. The gods broke through the veil, fought, killed, damn near destroyed the world.
Well, we're on the brink of this happening again.
When Thordak came 100 years ago, it sundered the elemental planes, and thus this is where this new calamity is coming from. We only wish to stop it.
Damn, we'd figured out way more than I thought we did.
Oh yeah, this was before you joined us, sorry.
Kalashaw's just been along for the ride. He doesn't even know our noble cause.
I'll tell you what.
Why are you here?
He's here to party, man.
Popped out of a portal and
If you want an ally in Vexalia, I'll let you use the teleportation circle. If you want an ally of the Thunderbrands, take care of our wood elf problem, and we'll owe you a favor.
Very, very fair.
Question for you real quick. Is it possible that we can do both in return to Vexalia immediately and then come back and also solve your wood elf problem? Can we do one and then come back for the other?
You can, but there's no guarantee that they'll still have the item. That will be up to you. If you're able to accomplish both, then yes, of course, the terms will stand.
Okay, I say we send Abigail with the bow to her mother alone while we solve the wood elf problem and get the item.
As you say that, you see his eyebrows perk up.
Oh, God damn it.
And what bow would this be that's so important to be sending with Abigail?
Fuck.
Oh, she snapped her bow in half while we were fighting, and it's like only her mom can fix it. It's like a family heirloom.
Roll deception.
Okay, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Damn it, Sylvia.
Raina is just screaming on the inside.
I hate that Brian face right now. Put it away.
15.
Put that shit away, Brian.
You know what's not a very good way to make allies? Lying to them in their home when they've offered you tea.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, Sylvia.
Okay, Vexalia can't fix the bow, but we're hoping she knows who's gonna fix the bow. I'm sorry I lied.
Roll deception at disadvantage.
Why is that disadvantage? That was good.
Because you stated the bow was just a regular bow that got snapped in half.
Yeah, that's what. So that's what I'm saying.
And now you're backtracking.
No, I'm not backtracking.
She's not backtracking, but she's kind of digging deeper into the lie.
She's doubling down on the lie.
Yeah, and he's already not convinced.
Okay, I'm casting guidance on myself. You are not gonna believe the 2 rolls that I just rolled, Brian.
You're not gonna believe my second roll either.
I rolled a natural 20 for my first roll, but it's at disadvantage, and then I rolled a natural 1.
And I rolled a natural 20 on insight.
All right.
Well, Sylvia's dead.
You know, I think I might have to reconsider this offer after all.
Marcus, let me be very blunt and honest here. We are trying to assemble artifacts that were used by Vox Machina to essentially save the world. And we're trying to do it all over again. And we're starting from scratch.
So the bow, is it Fenthras?
It was. It's broken now.
And he looks deeply troubled by this. What dark magic could sunder such an artifact?
It was like a crazy spider lady.
Yeah, she trapped it.
No mere spider could do something of this nature.
It
No,
was
no, no, not the-
Spider Queen.
The queen of spiders.
She was a demigod.
She wasn't wearing a shirt.
That wasn't relevant.
You need to get this bow back to Vexalia. If this is true, you need to get this bow back to Vexalia post-haste. I don't know how long the magic will stay. I don't know how long until it can't be mended again, but an artifact of that amount of power is literally draining every moment we speak. Come with me. And he immediately leads you to the teleportation circle.
Can I insight check him while we're walking?
You absolutely can.
$17.
Hard to read. But he does lead you back to a very familiar room. And it's funny because while the rest of the floors and ceilings have been made of stone, this teleportation circle is more natural and made of wood in a compacted dirt floor. You need to go now. Come back when you can, and we can still see about forging an alliance. But I warn you. And he looks to Sylvia, and his eyes narrow. If you ever fucking lie to me again, I will rend your head from your shoulders and shit down your neck.
Whoa.
Well, now that you know what the bow is, do you blame me?
Why don't you just
Absolutely.
That's mean.
Hey, Marcus, this is a complete non sequitur. But do you ever have happened to come across another dwarf by the name of Albie Ironfist?
Not me. But my son, yes. He
Oh,
sailed with
okay.
him for a while.
Were they close?
One might say they were intimate.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Huh.
Scandal.
But this was many, many years ago. Probably over 100.
Oh yeah. I guess human lives are not that long in comparison. I guess what they say is true. It's better to have loved and lost than never loved at all.
My son said the same thing.
Oh, he did.
Oh, one day Albie just disappeared. The boat made port, and Albie was nowhere to be seen. Kind of a right bastard, but he was good to him till then.
Yeah. That Albie.
Tell me, how do you know Albie?
Albie was my first mate for many years. We sailed all of the seas, and some things that were not seas.
I just want to drink my tea.
Jesus.
Sylvia leans over to Raina and goes,
I think Kalishaw was the other woman.
Yeah, it was.
What?
He was great. He was a good man, Albie.
Tell me, where's Albie now?
Sylvia makes the hand gesture of like a cracking arm and
As part of this calamity we're talking about, he was ruthlessly murdered by a kraken, along with my ship and the rest of my crew, which is why I'm now a captain of land.
So one might say you're a lord of the sea, but technically next to the sea. You're a lord of the sea, or sort of the sea.
Yeah,
He lost his hat in the battle of the Kraken.
That's not accurate, but it's also not wrong. I did lose my hat at sea due to a giant squid monster. But that was a different occurrence, oddly enough.
You see why I prefer land.
Siegfried just said, no. Why are we talking about this?
Anyway,
We need to go. Come on.
we should be going now.
I have an idea.
Oh no.
No, seriously, this one's a good one. My other ones weren't so great. What if we just send Reyna and Abigail through the portal? She relays everything that happened to the bow, and then Reyna comes back, and then we take care of the wood elves post haste.
I feel like you just want me gone. What the hell?
We're going.
I feel like he just wants to kill.
Enough said. We're going.
Okay,
We'll come back for the wood elves, but we're going.
If Reyna leaves, then we can't follow Rule 1, which is that Reyna checks for traps.
Exactly.
Which we did not follow on approaching Marcus's house.
I tried to tell you.
Okay, don't split the party. Let's all go together.
To be
He's
fair, I
very-
described glowing runes.
It is very impressive trap.
Thank you. It keeps the riffraff out.
I believe that.
How do you get your mail?
He reaches down and touches the teleportation circle. You have about 6 seconds.
Okay. I'm sorry I lied.
Start
I
pushing.
pushed Sylvia. I pushed her.
Like go.
I'm really sorry I lied.
It's just like gets cut off halfway. I really saw. And she's gone.
As Kalashal walks in, he goes, "Albie and I were lovers." And then,
You can't see it, but Marcus just no shit.
Right. Okay. Good night.
You guys kind of blurred eyes and blurred vision look around, and you find yourselves by the sun tree in Whitestone.
Whoa.
We did it.
It's starting to get a little bit later in the day, kind of more towards dusk, and Whitestone itself seems to be pretty quiet, and Abigail doesn't really have much to say. She's just kind of staring at her feet. You could tell she's kind of ashamed to be home, and kind of ashamed at everything that's transpired because of her.
This place kind of creeps me out, doesn't it, you guys?
No.
Lady Abigail. It could be a lot worse. You know, the world's coming to an end. Okay, we've got bigger fish to fry. They'll be okay. They'll be
You've
okay.
never seen my mother angry.
What else to kick?
I mean, I can imagine it. It's not pleasant. Yes.
I think she'll just be really happy to see that you're okay.
Let her be angry. And then you can apologize.
Fair enough.
Because it's better. Well, let me say this. I'm pretty sure you're the only one in this group right now who can have a good connection with their family because their family is still around. So I would take this as a second chance if I were you.
What's
We're gonna keep rubbing that in. Hmm?
She
you're not the only one with family that's gone.
She kind of sighs and looks to the ground and then looks up at Reyna. You're right. I should stop being such a child.
I mean, you can always be a child, but you should let your mother be angry, and then you can get over it. And then you can continue to be one.
I'm living proof that you don't have to grow up.
This is true.
That you should. You absolutely should.
You should not.
You know what helps? Chasing butterflies.
It's true, it does.
God.
Take advice from the actual child, Abigail.
Let's go.
I think I like your advice better. And you
'Cause
guys
you haven't caught one yet, have you?
You guys kind of, as you're like walking and talking, you guys make your way to the gates, and the guards immediately recognize Abigail, and they're just like, "Oh shit! You've been gone a long time."
We bring her back.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm here to see my mother. And they're like, "Oh yeah, she's gonna want to talk to you." like, big time want to talk to you. Like, come right in. And they lead you guys into the very familiar meeting hall.
As we're walking,
Yep.
can I just whisper to the side of her, I'm like, what the fuck did you do?
Well, I'm not sure my mother was entirely truthful with how I came to inherit Fenthris.
You fucking stole it.
She
God, that's so hot.
didn't want
I'm
scandal.
whispering to her, hush.
She didn't want scandal.
Okay.
But yes, I might have lifted it.
Well, knowing your mother, she's lifted a few things in her time, so I think maybe you'll be forgiven.
Yes, but
Until
never
she's
an
dead,
artifact
and
bow.
Hopefully she knows someone who can fix it.
Yeah, hopefully she's going to be pretty pissed it's broken.
Well, if you don't die, I would consider it a win, as we keep walking.
And so as you guys kind of get situated in the meeting hall, you hear loud footsteps stomping down the hall. The door slams open, and Vexalia marches over to Abigail and right in the face. How dare you take my bow and disappear off the face of the fucking planet? Where the hell have you been? And Abigail just eyes down.
I put my hand on her shoulder, cure wounds.
And you see, like, the redness, like, the handprint just fades. I was trying to make you proud. Proud! By taking my bow and doing what with it? What have you done? What have you done exactly? What's made you such a great adventurer that I'd be so fucking proud of?
Mitz kind of turns around.
Oh, shit.
And she says, Mother, now's not the time. We have bigger problems. And Vex looks at the rest of you. What does she mean we have bigger problems?
Silver just kind of like looks up.
Hey,
Facing the other way.
Lady, the bow is broken. We need to fix it.
yeah.
Mitz ducks.
You see a fire in her eyes blaze. And she looks to Abigail first. We will discuss this later. And she looks to the rest of you. Where is it?
Here.
And you hand her the bow, and she looks at it. I don't want to go back there.
Back where?
To where the bow was forged. We're not fixing it on this plane of existence. There's no way. Not a bow like this.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
In which plane was it forged on?
The Feywild.
Oh.
No.
I
No,
mean, what's
no,
wrong
no,
with
no.
the Feywild?
No. I'm already old.
I don't want to be old too.
Oh
I
my
want to go.
gosh.
Oh,
I
Listen,
would very much like to see.
you say that now. But it's not all fun and games there. There's no fun and games there at all.
No.
Lots of things that want to kill you there.
Fun and games is kind of like my MO.
Right.
Well, we need the bow. It needs to be fixed. There isn't much time.
So you'll
so-
go then.
We'll just have to do it, right?
Well, I'm certainly not going. Not even for the fate of the world. Never again.
Awesome. Yes, we will go.
Great. Now it's just a matter of how to get you there.
Oh, yeah.
There's one way that I know, but she's not going to like it.
I think we're like just really good at disappointing people today. So
You all have not met the voice of the Tempest.
Nope.
No.
No.
Well, that's because she is, being the voice has taken a toll on her body, and she has sort of melded with nature, quite literally. She
Feel like
doesn't take
she's-
visitors. Ever. But with a word from me, she might see you. And she is the only person on this plane that I know anymore that could get you to the Feywild. Her name is Keyleth.
Okay.
All right. And that's like the only way for the bow to be fixed is the Feywild with the Keyleth, and then we go from there.
How would we fix it once we get there?
Okay, well, here's the thing. I don't really know exactly what's going to fix it. What I do know is the materials it was forged by are there. And I know that there are very particular people there. Once you get there, you're on your own. You're going to have to figure that part out yourself. But if anybody, anywhere, in any plane of existence can fix it, it's going to be somebody over there using materials from over there. Certainly nobody in Tal'Dorei or anywhere in Exandria.
It's very comforting that we're not the only ones that are operating on non-specific information.
Well, I didn't expect it to be broken in half, ever.
No,
so,
no,
you know.
Of course.
I mean, it is in one piece now. They technically mended it.
Not bad.
We did best we could.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so where do we find this Keyleth?
You're going to find her in Zephyra. But if you ask for her, they're not going to tell you where she is. But tell them Vex'ahlia sent you. And that should sway them enough to at least get you a meeting with her.
Can we perhaps get a written note with maybe a seal on it or a signature of some kind?
Absolutely.
That may further proof that we've actually met with you.
Absolutely. And she walks over to a desk and begins scrawling something out with a quill and ink.
Which, I mean, Orisa already knows that we've been communicating with Lady Vex'ahlia, but the seal would help for this particular endeavor.
She stamps it. Just because we've talked doesn't mean you get to see her.
Right. That's fair. Every precaution is good. It's always good to plan.
Alrighty.
Am I the only?
Only what?
I don't want to seem pertinent, my lady.
You don't want to seem pertinent? Spit out the words, man. It's
You
cool.
can speak plainly, Garen. It's all right.
Does Miss have your tongue?
I think it might be good for Abigail to go with us.
Really? She's all yours.
I think it might be good for her.
I think it's a good punishment.
She's going to get herself killed.
Unlikely. We have a healer.
I'm pretty sure they won't be able to fix everything.
No, but I think she can learn. I think she can learn a lot from some of us, at least.
All of us. Literally every one of us can teach her something.
I think it's fitting. Abigail, you'll be going with them. You will assist them in any way that they need, whatever they need, whenever they need it. You are not to ever say no to them unless it puts yourself in a very weird position, because I know that Kalashaw is with them, and I don't quite trust him.
You would be correct.
Offense intended.
That's fair.
Not all positions are that weird.
And despite her anger, she actually does crack a wry smile.
Okay. Can we use your teleportation circle?
Yes, right away. Here, I'm actually going to take you there myself because this is all too much. And besides, I'd like to say goodbye to my daughter before she leaves for fuck all. And she leads you to the teleportation circle, and she kind of like adjusts her daughter's armor a little bit. And she looks at her, and she kind of grabs her by the front of the armor, pulls her close. I'm still very pissed at you. We are still going to have a very long conversation when you get back. But I love you, don't die. And she gives her a slight slap on the face. Lets her go. And she looks to the steward who activates the circle. Send him through. Where are they going? They're going to see...
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's not my house or anything. I don't ever do the speaking to my stewards, but you know.
Golly, I'm so bad.
Hey, would somebody write down the Craghammer thing? I don't want to forget about that.
I did.
Cool.
Thank you, milady.
Goodbye. And she sends you guys through. You guys appear in a wooded area. You guys actually teleport right to the other teleportation circle because theirs is a bit more accurate in Whitestone than the Thunderbrands. For all their bravado, they haven't quite mastered teleportation the same way that others have. But you guys do, you end up at the teleportation circle in the woods outside where Arisa's area is. The druidic guards see you and recognize you and just offer to, help. So, why are you here? What can we do for you? You guys came back.
Oh, yeah. We're here to speak with Keyleth.
Oh, that's a pretty big ask.
We have a note.
A note.
He takes the note, unravels it. Okay, I need you guys to wait right here. I'm gonna bring this to the voice, and it will be ultimately her decision.
Of course.
So just bear with me. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
He disappears into the woods, and about 20 minutes later, he comes back, and he's got a stunned look on his face. Yeah, she says she's willing to meet. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but this is a rarity. Please treat this moment with the respect it deserves.
Oh, we will. Right, gang? We will.
Of course we will.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Behave.
With that, he begins leading you through the trees, and you make your way to an area of the forest that seems much older. The trees seem more gnarled, yet still full of life. The trunks of the trees grow bigger and bigger and bigger until finally you find yourselves in a bit of a clearing. There's like a column of trees in a semicircle with one large tree in the center. And in the tree, you see a melding of flesh and bark. There is an elven woman, or half-elven woman, sorry. And her bottom half seems to be part of the tree. She wears antlers, and like quite large antlers, and her clothing is very plain, very earthy, and she regards you not quite with warmth, as just because she agreed to meet doesn't mean she really understands what it is exactly you're asking of her, but she motions for you to step forward. Please, step forward, adventurers. And she sees Abigail with you. Abby, it's been a while. And Abigail just says, yes, Auntie, it's been quite a while. These folks, they're good people, and I pray you heed what they have to say and take it very seriously. They don't just speak for me, they don't just speak for my mother, they truly speak for all Tal'Dorei and Exandria at this moment. And as you kind of give her a respectful bow, Mitz, she kind of pulls her arm out in like a flowing gesture and gives you a nod back. Well, you're here. I guess please speak your piece.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Kalishaw, you're better with words.
We come to you under dire circumstances. As you may or may not be aware, calamity is afoot. And we are doing our best to quell the dangers that pose themselves upon Tal'Dorei. We've begun searching for artifacts, which you may be familiar with from personal experience, as I understand it. We have already acquired Whisper through circumstances which I'm not entirely certain of. I was not with the group at the time. And recently we set out to acquire Fenthras. When we did so, there was a big battle. We were victorious, but Fenthras was trapped. And upon touching Fenthras, a large explosion occurred, and Fenthras literally broke in half. The reason that we are before you right at this moment is asking for your assistance to help us get to the Feywild, so that we can search for the materials that helped make Fenthras in hopes of returning it to its glory days, as it were.
Dire circumstances indeed. May I see the bow?
Yes, here, of course.
Please step forward. It's okay. I'm not going to bite you.
Yes, I apologize.
So you hand the bow over, and she passes her hand along the wood of the bow, and you see a pained expression on her face as she does so.
Yeah.
Oh God, the magic. The magic that rendered this bow is ancient. Pre-calamity magic. I thought perhaps you were mistaken when you said the bow was damaged, but feeling the energy of the bow, you speak truth. You speak truth about this calamity as well. I felt it in the roots of the tree. I can feel the energy shifting in Tal'Dorei, and it's for the worse every day.
It really is. We're trying to fix that.
I might know someone who can help you.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, but teleportation to the Feywild is not an exact science.
No, I guess, yeah, it would not be.
Not science at all.
Fair enough. I can get you there. Absolutely, I can get you to a place I know. But whether you'll find the person there that you're seeking, I can't say. What I can say is I know an artisan there. Very old. Also well in tune with ancient magic. It is a woman named Gladysphere. Well, she's not quite mortal. But then, anybody knowing these kind of ancient magics wouldn't be.
Fair.
I don't know if she'll be willing to help you. What I do know is she has the ability to help you.
Can you maybe lend some light on things that maybe she likes that we could potentially trade or use to help convince her to help us, other than, of course, our little beady puppy dog eyes?
She's a bit of a trickster.
Wonderful.
She enjoys lavish parties.
Excellent.
Oh.
I suppose if you could find a way to appease her, show her a really good time.
Like,
No, not.
Josh, go off.
Continue. It's just making sure we're on the same page. I apologize.
Not even remotely. Listen. She's going to... If you can gain her favor, she's going to invite you to a ball.
Okay.
I suggest, when you go to the ball, you show her the time of her life, something she's never seen before. If you can make her laugh, she just might help you. But there's no guarantees. That's just your best shot.
All right.
Awesome.
So it's like a first date.
Not even remotely. Not with her.
Just nice and easy. Make her laugh, and you're done.
Sure.
I'm assuming if we gain her ire, it will not end well for us.
She'll murder you on the spot.
Oh, joy.
Feywild's great.
Hopefully she likes cats.
And not their skins, hopefully.
Don't believe she's ever seen one of you. At least not on her plane.
We're to a good start.
Perhaps.
Well, there are certainly folks in this group that can make her laugh and show her a good time. That's true. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
What does she look like?
She is the most beautiful creature I've ever seen. And her golden blonde hair flows over her back. Her dress is made of no material like I've ever seen. It's a flowing gown, and it almost seems to be made of moonlight. Her skin is pale and radiant, and her eyes the brightest blue. Brighter than any of the oceans in all of Exandria. She's hard to miss.
It's poetic.
Kalasha, you're in trouble.
Why am I in trouble?
No, Kalasha is going to prove himself here.
I'm what this mission needs, baby.
Ugh.
So, when are we gonna head out? I think we should take the evening to kind of get prepared and gather
We should-
materials.
Definitely shower. Or like...
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Might I ask a question? And Abigail raises her hand. Lady Keyleth, I know you said that you can't quite place us exactly to her location, but do you have any idea what location she might be found? And Keyleth kind of scrunches her eyes. Well, most likely the Court of Butterflies. Find the Court of Butterflies and you're likely to find her.
No.
What?
Awesome.
Okay, literally that just occurred to me. Like, as you guys are reacting, I'm like, that just occurred to me.
What?
This is going to be difficult.
Oh,
I
boy.
need to stay here.
So we need to find a leash for Mitts.
Yep.
At least we'll have help finding the Court of Butterflies.
I'll find him. If there's butters to be flying, I'll find him.
So you all will be taking the evening?
I think we should.
If you think that we can spare it.
Time is a funny thing in the Feywild. You could leave today, you could leave tomorrow, but you might not be back for months. Even if you're only gone for an hour.
I was wondering if you maybe had any means of keeping that from happening, or at least saving their memories once we leave.
Unfortunately, that kind of magic is far beyond anything I've ever seen. I wish I could tell you yes. I wish I could change that for you, but...
I hope maybe knowing will give them a better chance. But we'll see.
I will keep my roots in the ground and parlay any information that I have to anybody that needs it. You're not alone in this fight. But you are all brave. You are all heroes as far as I'm concerned. Going to a place like the Feywild for the greater good, for no benefit of your own, completely selflessly. You guys must have a very strong bond to each other.
All you said was court of butterflies, and I'm in.
You have no idea how strong these bonds are.
I actually do. I used to have bonds quite so strong, but...
I guess you would.
Robert, are you okay?
Our Scanlan is having a fit right now.
I'm losing it in character as well.
Okay. You know, Captain.
Yeah.
You remind me a lot of somebody I used to know. Please, wherever you stay tonight, please avoid taking a shit in the bed.
Ooh.
And that's all I'll say about that.
Avoid shitting in the bed.
Well, it's always good advice.
Really, just make it into a toilet. Just don't leave it anywhere. Don't leave it in a jar on a table. Don't leave it in a corner. Don't try to spy on people through it. It's weird. Just toilets.
Siegfried is very, very confused. Siegfried is almost convinced this is some sort of idiom.
I
Okay.
think she's being utterly serious.
Can you tell
I
me
am
more
being
about
completely and utterly serious.
Can you tell me more about the butterflies?
You'll find out when we get there, Mitts.
There. Just be
Never
careful.
wanted to shit in a bed more.
Yep, that's it. There it is.
I do have one more question before we leave.
Yes.
If anyone else doesn't have any questions.
Oh, go ahead, Rena.
How are we going to get back?
Well,
The
I
butterflies.
suppose if you find favor with Gladys Fear, she'll send you back.
Okay.
Joy.
I mean,
This
she
is
has the
like-
ability to do so.
An all or nothing mission, guys.
I
For
like
the
all
butterflies.
Mitts, the butterflies are going to be great for you.
Oh, I know.
Now,
Well-
if you'll forgive me, I grow a bit wary, and I need to prepare myself to send you off tomorrow.
Yes, and we've taken a lot of your time. Thank you. Thank you very much for seeing us. We appreciate everything.
That's the question. Do you have a place where we can shower?
Yeah,
We-
my house.
We go to the...
I really
town.
don't want to go back to your house.
Okay, well then you guys can stay wherever. I'll be at my home.
We need to be like close so she can send us away.
It's home. Yeah, it's... We'll go to the house. Yeah.
All right, then.
Okay, sure. We can go to a house
Yeah.
that
It's okay.
Sylvia grew up in.
Exactly.
It's all cleaned out by now, right?
Did
Like-
you tell anybody?
You don't know,
to
you haven't
clean
been
it
there.
out? Like, did we hire a service?
Is
No.
it even your house still?
Like,
I don't know. Actually, Brian.
You don't know yet. You haven't
We'll
been back.
find out.
We never had
find
anyone
out.
do anything for it. I mean, we did tell Arisa what happened when we left, but we don't know if she did anything.
Yeah, you don't know what she's done because you haven't spoken to her yet. You guys went straight to Keyleth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, well I'm heading home.
Okay, well,
All right.
the guards will
Thank you.
see you out, and I'll see you here at first light.
see you
course.
tomorrow, Lady
Thank
Keyleth.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for seeing us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for all that you've done and all that you will do.
See.
right. So you guys are led back out, and Sylvia, do you seek out Arisa, or are you just going straight to your house?
I'm just gonna go home.
Okay. So you get to your house, and you notice that the place has been cleaned up, and there is a guard posted outside. As you arrive, he sees you and says, Lady Eugenia, my condolences for your family.
Thank you.
We've cleaned the house up, tidied it up, and the mortgage is paid off. The house is yours, free and clear. And we have guards posted outside to make sure that while you're gone, that nothing befalls your possessions and that everything is safe. It's all we can do at this point for you, but we feel we owe it to you.
Well, thank you. That's more than enough.
Secret base.
Not so secret base.
Oh, please allow me to get the door for you. And he opens it.
Thank you.
We leave the top as normal, so like the house part, and we build like a dungeon that's like super basey.
So, like, as Sylvia's like walking into her childhood home where her parents were murdered, like everything is kind of, she's had a lot to think about, and she's.
Why are we laughing about this?
because I'm being serious.
It's literally Batman's origin story.
I'm Batman.
Gonna build a sweet secret
I'm
base.
so happy.
Childhood home.
A couple things that Keyleth was saying about, the strength of our bonds and things like that. Sylvia has kind of felt like a fuck up in a way. Like she's not really helping, like she's a hindrance to the team. So for the night, she wants to try and meditate and speak to her armor.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody else wants to do before you take your long rest for the night?
I actually wanted to go with Sylvia to her house.
We all did.
Yeah. Oh, we all did.
Yeah.
I was under the assumption other people didn't want to go with her.
Well, that's where we're staying. That's where we're staying.
Yeah.
So
So you're all there at the house.
And
all right,
we're
cool.
bathing and whatever. Yeah. Well, at least I am definitely bathing.
Oh, there's definitely a tub upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
for my long rest, I want to draw a bunch of pictures of butterflies.
Okay. Yeah, that's super light activity, so I'll say that
I
counts.
still have the book that Sylvia gave me?
You do.
Yeah. I feel like I may need to read that part of this.
That was the Moonweaver book, correct?
Yeah, but it was.
Yeah, I know what it is. I want to make sure that's the book he was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you read the book. Everybody else is kind of bathing, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything else anybody was doing?
I wanted to talk to Kalishaw after we've all cleaned up.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'll pull us away from everybody else. I don't know what everyone else is doing, but I'm just gonna pull us off to like another room or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone ever told you, or I guess I probably should have been the one to do it. But I thought you should know, after everything we've been through. I not only gave you Whisper, because I didn't, because I needed you to be there for them, but after seeing and hearing about things that happened after I left, you probably know that Alexio died for that when we got it the first time. When he died the first time. And he died for it, and I thought you should have it. Because I don't think you knew that. And with everything that's happened, with that bitch showing you awful things over and over again, I thought maybe you needed something good. As good as this can be. So, there you go. And also because I'm pretty sure you're going to outlive me. So I need you to protect them for as long as you can.
Thank you.
Of course.
It's probably the quietest you've ever had a conversation with Kalishaw, where he listens more than he spoke.
I will also say that the group doesn't know a lot about me. And honestly, I'd rather keep a lot of it at bay. But if you wanted to ask me one question, I will answer it honestly. Because you've done a lot for our group since you got literally dropped in. So I thought maybe I should owe you this.
From what I've seen, you're always running somewhere. Whether it's with us, away chasing a lead. And usually that's a sign that somebody's been running for a while when they're so good at it. What's the thing that made you start running?
I said it before and I'll say it again. I wanted to be free, but I think you want a little more than that. I was running from a golden gilded cage, from an expected life, a life I didn't want to live. I was born in Singorn. I was raised there. And that's where I was when the Chroma Conclave attacked. And then our city was spirited away to the Feywild, which is probably why you can guess why I don't want to go back. And I was tired of being told what to do, what to wear, where to go, the things that my life were meant to be. And I wanted to live a life of my own. So one night, once we were back, once the Chroma Conclave had been defeated, we were back in Tal'Dorei. I had a cousin who got me out. I was very young and dumb at the time, and I thought the class would be a way to gain my freedom. So I traded one cage for another. Well, a cage for chains, to say. But that's why I'm so good at running.
I appreciate you sharing that with me.
You're welcome. Because nobody else knows that.
And that's how it'll stay.
Excellent.
So, what's going on with you and Abigail?
What?
I see you looking at her.
She's the daughter of Lady Vexalia, and I thought she died when I very much wanted her to stay alive as possible. And now we're stuck with her. So I feel like I owe it to Lady Vexalia to keep an eye out for her kid.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, we're stuck with her.
Yeah, we're stuck with her.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally stuck with her. And yeah, she's cute. So what? We're a little busy right now.
Ooh.
You're never too busy to get busy.
I beg to differ.
Alexio's model.
All right.
All right.
All right.
But, I mean, if you have any other questions, I may or may not answer them truthfully, but I can guarantee you that I will answer them. Good luck with that.
I guess fuck you is a valid answer.
Indeed. But no thanks, you're not my type.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't want to, like... I understand.
I feel like you and I are shady enough that maybe we could at least be a little less shady with one another. I know the rest of the group isn't my biggest fan right now, considering all the times that I've left, but...
Mitz is shady.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm trying, but, I mean... Now that you know parts of my story, you can maybe see why.
Yeah, you put them in a bit of a bind a couple times. And I'm sure that as much as you feel that they're holding that against you, you're probably beating yourself up more for it.
Oh no, I think they're perfectly in the right to blame me.
Blame you for what?
While you guys were getting... Time is irrelevant apparently at this point, but you guys were down in that ruin with the mirror and stuff that you told me about, and had all this dragon symbolism, and Lady Vexalia had gifted me the knowledge of dragons, and I would have been a real big help. So you wonder maybe why I feel kind of guilty about that.
I don't think it changes that much, to be honest. I've always lived by a kind of a code that things happen for a reason. And sometimes it's bad things that happen for a reason.
Because that reason, a lot of the times, is life sucks and people are out to kill you.
No, I mean, that reason is like the sea is a very dangerous place, or Alexio dying will bring me closer to more people. Like, I showed up because somebody essentially said, hey, go here. And I went because I was lonely. And then Alexio was there, and that was great. And, like, I loved Alexio. But
that's been rather tense since he's been gone.
I feel closer to this group of people than I felt to an entire crew of people that I worked with for 10 plus years. People may get mad at me for making jokes in incredibly serious conversations, but I know that when push comes to shove, they're going to have my back every single time. And maybe some of that's the fact that they need me. I think that much is pretty clear. But some of that, I think, is that they care for me. Or at least that's how I feel. I feel like they care about me. I don't know.
We don't really talk a lot in those groups. Who knows?
Yeah, and it's understandable because we're trying to save the world and all that.
Definitely wasn't expecting that the new year, that's for sure.
And every time we try and talk about something that's not saving the world, Galred goes, we have to save the world. And it's like, all right, well, like, I can't argue with that because he's not wrong. Like, this is, my feelings are, like, not important compared to the rest of the universe. So, like, I feel bad when I, like, bring it up that, like, Alexio dying in front of me, like, really fucked me up, man. But
you all did get drunk on the beach. I do remember this.
Got super drunk.
You got the cat drunk, and that didn't end well.
It would have been fine if we didn't argue about it.
I just, I'm not the most interpersonal person. You've noticed, everyone's noticed. But I'm pretty sure if we don't start talking some things out, we're probably going to rip each other apart before we give that bitch a chance to.
Yeah. Speaking of things that we need to talk about, I'm super concerned about Sylvia.
You and me both.
Her personality is changing.
Yeah. It's not good.
And I'm comforted that I'm not the only one that sees that. That's a good place to start. Where'd you find Mitz? Like,
literally wandering around Craghammer, and he pulled me off to the side and was like, "Hey, my monastery blew up with this giant dragon lady," and I was like, "Cool, let's go talk to the others because we're currently fighting a crazy dragon lady," and that's how that happened. Also, he tried to steal from me, and I was like, "No."
All right.
That's why I brought a 10-year-old along. Trust me, I wouldn't have if I didn't think it was absolutely necessary.
Okay. Let's see.
Do you think we should try to talk to them tonight, or do you want to wait till we're in the Feywild? I suggest not waiting till the Feywild because things get fucked up there.
We should definitely talk about things. In general, probably before the Feywild.
I'm also really worried that if this doesn't work out with the person we're going to meet, we're gonna get stuck there. And then all is gonna get fucked.
Well, let's hope that that doesn't happen. Sometimes, Raina, we need to think positive thoughts, and not getting stuck in the Feywild means the world ends. And be like, yeah, we can totally do this. We're gonna meet this person. They're gonna love us. We're gonna get the thing repaired. We're gonna come back and we're gonna kick ass and win. And then, like, I don't know, whatever happens after winning, I don't know. It's unfamiliar territory.
I'm gonna have to tell you now. They're gonna have to forgive me if I'm slow on the positive uptake. I'm old and set in my ways.
I've been told not to ask that question, so I'm gonna leave that one on the table.
I'm probably older than all of you combined.
Damn! That's a lot of sex.
What?
Never mind. Have you ever been in love?
Oh, okay. Wait, what did you ask?
Have you ever been in love?
Once.
Word. Me too. A couple of times. They all died in front of me.
Yeah, I was kind of there for both of them. I know.
Yeah, 3 times.
Oh, no, I wasn't there for the second one. Sorry.
No.
It's happened 3 times, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But that's a different story for another day.
Oh, God, are we about to have a team powwow? Is that about to happen?
Yeah.
Fuck. Why did I suggest it?
Before we gather the group, I have one more question. It's not about you.
Okay.
Okay. Is Siegfried weird? Is it just me?
You know, some people just don't get social cues very well. I'm pretty sure he's one of them. He's also apparently not from our world, so I think we should give him a little leeway.
Yeah. Maybe I'm paranoid, but like sometimes I'm like, if I got really hurt in combat, he might just like and kill me. But that's.
I mean, I think he would only do it to knock you out, so that he could bring you back up. Because we kind of watched him do it to Sylvia last week. So.
To be honest, when he knocked her out, I didn't think he was going to heal her. I thought he was doing it good.
You know, that's generally the consensus when you knock somebody out.
Mercy killing.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I've said it before. Magic is weird. I don't understand it, but hey, he brought her back. That's all I can say.
Fair enough. Let's powwow.
Okay.
All right. So while you guys were having that conversation, Siegfried, you were nose deep in this book, and it starts off innocent enough. 2 young lovers under a moonlit sky having a conversation, talking about their past, talking about what led to this point. And then you flip the page, and they're having hardcore sex. And it's very descriptive. It's describing things in very, very great detail in ways that you never knew they could be described. And as you're reading this book, you realize the Moonweaver's not really a big part of this book. It's a book about a secret tryst. So that's kind of where the Moonweaver comes into play. But aside from that, it's a book of boning.
Oops.
And you think Sylvia read it?
I did not read it. I have no idea.
And as you're reading it, Raina and Kalashov finish their conversation and come out of a room. And
All right, everybody, team meeting. Let's do this.
But the butterflies.
We're gonna get there, buddy. Trust me.
Wait, look. I
Um,
hold up some drawings that I did.
roll a performance check.
I thought this book would have some sort of insight towards Feywilds. It does not. I will keep it. Thank you.
Learned a lot about the Moonweaver, didn't you?
17.
17? They're pretty good butterflies.
Yeah,
Those look great, buddy.
I learned.
You learned at least 3 new positions, Siegfried. You can feel free to write that on your character sheet, and you can decide which positions they are. Consider them combat maneuvers.
Oh my god.
Brian!
Free action to flip them over.
Oh my god.
Siegfried's now a collector of graphic novels.
It is hentai and it is art.
Sylvia's got a one-track mind right now and like what she wants to get done, so she doesn't come down. She's still attempting to meditate and go into that trance.
Okay, so as you hear kind of a commotion going on downstairs, and you're focusing on your armor, and as you do, you feel the air around you get cold, and you open your eyes and you see that the room itself has become incredibly dark, and you can see your breath in front of your face, and you hear a stomping sound as something seems to be approaching you, and you hear like the wood of the floor creaking, but the room being as small as it seemed when you got up here, all of a sudden seems vast and endless. And you see 5 heads emerge from the darkness. Speak, child.
I was kind of wondering because, well, since you spoke to me at the last battle with that spider god and stuff, I'm kind of looking to maybe seek more power so that I'm not so helpless. And was wondering if I could make a pact with you.
Power is intoxicating, is it not? It felt good to be the hero of the day, did it not?
Yeah. I don't want to hold anybody back anymore.
You want to shed your weak skin and be reborn into strength and power.
If that's what it takes to protect everybody, then that's what I will do.
Turn your back on your false god, the Moonweaver, and embrace me, child.
And Sylvia kind of does like a bow or kneel of like fealty.
And as you do, all 5 heads breathe upon you, but you don't feel any pain or any suffering. You don't really feel much of anything at all, except for almost like a warm breeze. You see electricity crackling around you. You see flames. You see poison. You see ice. And of course, you see all of this just kind of swirling around you. And as it kind of envelops the area, it sucks back up into your body. The deed is done.
Thank you. I won't disappoint.
No, you won't. And the entire room kind of swirls around you, and downstairs you hear Kalisha asking where the fuck you are.
So when I wake up, I noticed in the pact like you end up with a black marking of some sort. So when I wake up, black markings appear on my face that kind of like go through my eyes like this. But you can still see the white markings from being a genasi. So you still see the white like freckles over it. But I do have like a black marking on my face now.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I'll head down.
Okay, so you guys have everybody gathered, and impatiently you keep calling up for Sylvia, and Sylvia comes down the stairs, and you see her face looks very different.
What the fuck?
I second that. What the fuck?
Now, Sylvia,
Look,
you would have
look
no
like
idea
me
that was there.
Right,
Just-
exactly.
Okay.
What,
What do you mean? What?
what happened?
Something on your face.
You look like
My
me.
face? What do you mean?
What the fuck did you do?
You got
So she-
tiger stripes.
So she goes to like find something to look at her reflection.
Okay, there is a mirror downstairs, so you look into the mirror and you see the black marking across your face.
Oh, these. I'm trying something new with my makeup.
Insight.
Okay,
Yeah, immediately.
Sylvia, roll deception, secret
Okay, I'm
insight.
casting guidance on myself.
What am I rolling?
Insight.
Oh, that's right. Duh, I fucking asked. Oh, I hope you rolled well. 21.
15.
That does not seem true.
Okay, well, it's just the thing that's on my face now.
Okay.
No, not okay.
I reiterate my second question. What the fuck did you do?
Nothing. I think it's just a side effect of the armor, probably.
It just happened, and you're unaware of it. We're in the house for, I don't know, what, maybe an hour, and now you have black markings on your face because of the armor?
You guys are more concerned about these markings on my face than you were the acid that was on my arms from the dream from the same armor.
No, we were
Okay.
pretty fucking worried about that.
Now I'm super concerned about the face stuff because you had the acid stuff, and now you have the face stuff. What's next? Like leg stuff?
Sylvia kind of like giggles a little and is like, "It's.
Don't worry about it, guys. It's fine.
What if you grow another
I have it
head?
under control."
Yeah, what if you grow another head?
Then we will cross that bridge when we get there. It's not like I can take the armor off.
So, in Mitz's drawings of butterflies, he drew 6, and each one slightly resembles a party member.
Oh no.
And now I'm drawing black markings on the Sylvia one.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, so we need to talk about some things before we go into the Feywilds and potentially never return again and fail our mission.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
I would like to start this meeting by reiterating rule number 1, which is that Reyna checks for traps. Okay?
Okay.
Traps, got it.
Just because we're going to another plane of existence does not mean that we should deviate from rule number 1.
Joy.
Okay.
Following that, being that we're going to the Feywild and there's going to be a lot of magical stuff, Sylvia will need to use the now black covered eye things to show us if things are magical that Reyna cannot detect, thus becoming rule number 2.
Okay.
Rule 1 is Reyna checks for traps.
Yes.
Oh, that was a quiz.
Rule 2, Sylvia uses magic eyes to check for traps.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's roll 3.
Well, we'll get there when we need one.
Rule 3 is that you don't fuck with anything in the Feywild.
Figuratively and literally.
Yes.
I think being more specific for this group is usually a good thing.
Yeah, don't put your fingers in things, don't grab things, don't touch things.
Specifically, don't take anything.
Are you guys sure I should come?
Not really, but I think you'll be okay.
Not really, but we're not going to leave you here, so you're coming with us.
Yeah, what she
But
said.
no, literally, and I mean this very seriously, do not take anything. Do not make bargains unless absolutely necessary. Like, say with the person that we're going to meet, that is the only time I will maybe say, agree to a bargain. Do not insult the grass or the trees or anything that lives there. Don't insult anybody that lives there. but especially, and this is kind of connected to the don't make deals with anybody. We meet any fae, or God forbid, some kind of archfey, don't fucking make any deals with them.
Okay, so 1, Raina traps. 2, Sylvia traps.
Mhm.
3,
No dice.
no touching the stuff.
No touching the stuff.
No interacting with the fae in a matter that will hurt the mission.
Okay.
This is gonna be hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard.
No, like I don't think you understand.
No, I definitely understand.
We
Everything
just
arouses
blindfold
me.
him while we're gone. Mitts.
What's that?
He's not going to be very effective as a fighter if he's blindfolded.
I say we take it off when we need to fight.
Oh, that's pretty kind of cool, actually.
I will say though, you can talk very nicely to the grass. You can do that. Just don't take the grass or insult the grass.
I'll just not talk to the grass.
I sound fucking batshit right now. I know that. Don't fucking insult the grass.
How do you know all this?
Because I'm an elf.
Right. Because all elves know everything about the Feywild.
Yeah, totally.
They know everything about grass.
I will say that I am a wood elf and I would know about grass specifically.
All right. So, while we're all meeting, I think it's important that we talk about our feelings just a little bit so that we're not carrying excess stress with us. Okay?
Okay.
I will start off. Until recently, I was unaware that Alexio died the first time retrieving Whisper. Having learned this recently, I am extremely humbled that you all allow me to carry it.
You didn't know. Huh.
He wasn't there for it.
I'm sorry. No, you should have known that.
Does anybody else want to bring up something about their feelings?
Feel deceived that Moonweaver book is not about Moonweaver.
The book is about the Moonweaver.
It's not?
Nope, I said it is.
What's it
Oh,
about?
it is?
What's it
Well,
about?
Raina says it's about the Moonweaver, then it's about the Moonweaver.
She is the goddess of secret trysts.
Oh, God.
Very deceptive.
Huh.
It was a good read, though, wasn't it?
It starts to like explode a little bit. You want to talk about feelings? You want to talk about stress? I'm going to the one place I've been dying to go to my whole life and I can't touch anything.
Huh.
And I'm not. Oh, God.
That's fair. That's fair.
I break the crayon I was holding.
Somebody
Okay.
cast mending on it.
Buddy. It's going to be fine.
Is it?
Plus, there's a chance once we leave, you may not even remember.
That's true. Is that true?
That is true.
That's even worse.
When you exit the Feywild and you are not of Fey ancestry, there is a decent chance you may not remember ever being there at all.
Huh.
So the whole thing's going to be like a really big trip I don't remember the next day.
I will be sure to take notes.
You won't even know it was a trip.
It's the best kind of trip.
Oh, that's awful.
Why I carry journal.
That's true.
So what type of things do you write in your journal?
Oh, all sorts of things. Things that I find interesting that I want to retain knowledge of.
What kind of things do you find interesting?
Druid lady.
Okay.
I'm going to ask a question about the mission as it pertains to your journal.
Okay.
If somebody was to find your journal and lift it from your person, is there information in the journal that could potentially compromise our mission?
No.
Good. Excellent.
No, I do not write things specifically. It's things I like to study. Societies. Again, I was archaeologist.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You said that. Makes sense. Yeah.
Study societies and people and medicine-like things, which is why I totally forgot I have a rotworm.
You
You
can
have a
keep that
what?
to yourself.
Little worm that fell onto us. I caught one.
Just great.
That's wonderful, man.
I want to study. Learn.
I like that.
Knowledge is power.
Yes, it is.
Agreed. All right. Well, thank you for sharing. Garen, what about you? Are you feeling anything?
Not really.
Nothing at all that you want to share with the group? Nothing that's a large weight on your shoulders?
What do you want? What do you want me to say?
I don't know. I just want you to share what you're comfortable sharing.
You know, I don't know. I'm not good with this shit. Feelings are just a bunch of bullshit.
That's magic, actually.
No, magic is something you can study. It's a science. It's
You can literally study feelings.
feelings are ridiculous. They just mess you up.
I mean, both feelings and magic can mess you up from what I've noticed. So being more cognizant of your feelings, like you are cognizant of magic, might be more beneficial.
Damn, Raina just got you bad.
As someone who also has problems showing feeling.
Yeah,
I get where you're-
about that.
Oh, joy.
You're all coming out here and asking how we're feeling or what's on our minds, and let's talk about this stuff. I picked up like the first week I knew you, that you were hiding so much. And have you ever told any of us anything?
Yes.
Like what?
Kalisha and I had a talk in the room. I wasn't going to mention anything, but if you would like to know more about me, go ahead and ask, because I know this has been sitting above you for a while.
Okay. The ranger thing, what was that all about?
I was a ranger. I'm not lying about that. I did live as a ranger in Amon. I went and hunted beasts. I went and found townspeople, and I went and helped them guide their way through the woods around Amon for coin. I was also a member of the Clasp. I was not lying about being a ranger. It is just not all of who I am, as you may have noticed.
No. Fair enough.
Is there something else you want to know about me in particular? Would you like to know how I got the scar on my face?
Yeah, actually, yes, I would.
I'm just trying to say. I've avoided these connections. Because they usually just end up with people dying and sadness and all that crap.
Hey, man, those are not feelings that you should shy away from.
I with Sylvia, Reyna, and Kalashaw, I mean, even the kid and Mr. from another planet.
Not quite, but
I give a shit. Okay, I care a lot about your well-being, about you living, or whether you're happy or not. I care. I have a hard way of showing it. I try to avoid these things. You know, I've brought this up before when I was drinking. I was in love. He died.
Same.
Fucking lizard men. I swear to God, if I ever see one, they're dead.
Like the entire race?
Yes.
You do
That's
realize.
I know it's impractical and I know it's stupid, but it's just feelings.
Of course.
This is why I hate feelings. Because when I have them, they're strong.
It's important to know, though, so that we're not caught off guard when you lose your shit when you see a lizard folk.
No. I try to
Oh my God, sorry guys.
So anyway, Alexio dying brought up a lot of old feelings. Stuff that I had, or at least I thought was trapped down, buried or something. Dealing with my father, it was all a big shitstorm. Reyna, I don't blame you.
It's okay if you do.
I've never blamed you. I was lashing out.
And that's fine.
Before you left, you were the person, despite the fact that you didn't really tell us much, you were the person I trusted the most. And yeah, so there it is. Did I open up enough?
Proud of you, Garen. I know that must have been difficult.
Mitch changes the antenna on Garen's butterfly to hearts.
All right. Does anybody else want to talk about anything at all that pertains to any one of us, our feelings, the mission, how we're feeling, about any concerns that anyone might have that might come up down the line?
Sylvia?
So it kind of seemed as if Sylvia was kind of like listening, but like not listening, like during this conversation, because she's still kind of reeling from, switching out all her spells in her pact, like beyond. But she's just kind of turned to the group and say, you guys,
I know sometimes that I have been more of a burden than I have been of help, with like certain things, and that's not going to be the case anymore. And I want you guys to be able to rely on me. And I'll see you guys bright and early. With that, she kind of stands up and walks upstairs and goes to bed.
Celia, stop, please.
I'm already gone.
All right. Well, with Sylvia gone, this conversation is going to be a lot less awkward. I'm very concerned about Sylvia.
I don't know shit about magic. Everyone knows that. But that seems pretty messed up.
That armor's very, very powerful.
I know.
I know Sylvia we knew before she put that on. That Sylvia's gone forever.
I don't know about that, but...
Oh, I mean, even if...
At least I don't want to feel that way, but...
No, but I'm just saying that, whatever she's going to go through before we're hopefully maybe someday be able to find a way to remove it or whatever. It's going to change her.
I just hope she doesn't have 5 heads by then.
Me too.
That would be even more distracting.
We make it really hard to get the armor off too.
My only concern is that I don't know. I wonder about if it's going to take her somewhere else before we get to the end of this.
It could. I don't know what we can do about it, but I'm gonna try to find a way.
I feel like if anybody knows how to do it, it would be you.
I think it's something we all need to be cognizant of.
Yeah.
As we go through this, is that even now she's showing small changes in her personality. And she was reckless before. And it could get worse.
Maybe you're right about these feelings, about talking about them and stuff like that. Maybe if I told her sooner, more often, maybe that thing that she said, like, I'm not going to be a burden or better. It's just...
I wonder if she remembers she's the reason most of us are alive right now. Before.
I don't think so.
She misinterprets bad decision making with being a burden.
But the thing is that sometimes those decisions in the moment are reckless, maybe, or not thought out. But sometimes
she should not feel like burden.
But sometimes they end up working out for the better. It's just crazy how that shit works sometimes. It's fate, it's luck, or whatever. It's not a burden.
I've been a sailor for the majority of my life, and if there's one thing I've learned, is that every ship has an anchor, but that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes you need to stop. Sometimes you need to stay in one place. Every tool has a use.
we need to make sure that she doesn't feel like that anymore.
Part of me wonders if we'll be able to change her mind. She seems pretty stubborn.
Well, she is very stubborn, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being stubborn.
Well, I think we're all a little stubborn.
Yeah.
I did mention it, though. I guess I'll tell you, because I already mentioned it, but how I got the scar on my face.
Right.
Most people think it's from a wolf that I killed. The fur that I wear. Nope. I tried to leave the class the first time. And they caught me. They dragged me back. They kicked me near death. And then dragged a dagger down my face to remind me that I was theirs.
Hey, is it possible that this clasp thing may come up later?
I mean, yeah, they've been trying to poison me every time I go back to Amon, so...
Yeah, we try to avoid him on at this point. Yeah.
Because now the council probably knows that something sketchy's going on, because the last time we were there... Hence why I picked up a disguise kit, but we'll see how well that holds up. Probably won't necessarily need it in the Feywild, but if we go to any other big cities, I would suggest letting me have the time to don any disguise I need.
You know, if you would just learn this magic and embrace it, you could use it to do this, things like that.
Maybe, but at some point down the road, it becomes too much of a hindrance. We haven't been near Amon in a while. I may have to go ahead and deal with the clasp. Not looking forward to it. They want me dead, but
how do you even do that?
Well,
I know if I went back home, I would be dead.
Yeah, that's generally how it goes. But the clasp are greedy.
If I went home, I don't think anybody would really care.
Good for you. But Amon was my home for many decades, and I would actually like to go back at some point. It's not that bad. But
it really isn't that bad, other than the rampant racism.
I mean, you're going to find that in most places here. Especially, God forbid, if we ever actually go to Singorn. Yeah.
I know. I've been there.
You have?
Yeah. I know I brought this up before. I don't know who was there, who wasn't there. But my lover was an elf, and he was a slave, my slave. He was my father's slave that I inherited when he died the first time. But anyway, we left. We went through the jungle. We traveled. We were heading to Singorn to take him home. And that's where we ran into the lizard men, and he fell before the elves arrived, and anyway, yeah, so his uncle, I think his uncle, took me on as a mentor, or as he became my mentor. And it's the hobgoblins. They only teach you destructive magic, or what'll work in battle. That's it. The school's called Devastator School.
That's really fucking cliche.
It's edgy as fuck.
I think that might be more edgy than me. I don't know.
So he, took me in and taught me more, all. So I've been to Singorn, in good times and bad.
What was your mentor's name and your person's name?
Lover. He said lover.
I have to bring that up. I don't remember. I'm old.
You don't remember your lover's own name?
I'm old. I don't remember stuff. Oh yeah. My lover's name was Avlinar. And where is that? Oh geez. God, that's long. Oof. I'm sorry, Brian.
All the better to torment you with.
All right. Where is it? I know it's like based after like one of my gods or something. It's fuck. Oh, introduce. Oh, that's right. That's right. I studied with Tolinar. Yeah. In the Emerald Mountains, is it? Yeah. Whatever. But yeah.
Brian, do either of those names mean anything to me?
Not to you now.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, the tower is near the Emerald Outpost. That's it. I was trying to remember. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. We didn't go there much.
It's not a fun place.
They don't take too kindly to.
No. No, they don't.
But,
I will say, though, as much as this was uncomfortable for all parties involved, I would rather we do it here than in the Feywild, or probably literally anywhere else.
Right. What should we expect?
Literally everything I said earlier, I meant it. And I'm not kidding you. I'm not joking you. I don't kid that often. But I literally meant it when I said, don't fuck with anything there. And when we do meet this person, and she's been in the Feywild for a long time, I don't know if she's Fey or not. We need to show her respect. And I don't know what, quote unquote, show her the time of her life is. Oh, God, I'm kind of afraid to think about it.
She is going to laugh so hard that she cries and then pees her pants. Guaranteed.
What happens if she doesn't wear pants?
Well, then she's going to pee herself, I'm sure.
What if she doesn't urinate, though?
Oh, boy.
Getting a little too existential now. Okay.
Yeah, right. I mean, we're getting really too literal with this shit.
But
yeah, if there's a time for you to shine, Kalasha, it's there. It's this.
I'm a people person.
I will say, though, I don't speak Sylvan, so if anybody else does, that would be great.
Neither do I.
I speak Elvish, but that's as close
Not the
as
same
it gets.
thing.
I know.
Maybe Sylvia does?
Well,
I mean,
Meta Sylvia, no.
You just see Sylvia in your back of your head just shaking her head no.
All right. One last thing. If anybody finds like a super cool magical dagger, I would greatly appreciate it. Or if we see one in a shop somewhere, I'd like to buy it or steal it. Having something to pair with Whisper that's of the same like size and weight would be super helpful to me personally.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So as your team meeting concludes and you all make your way to your various bed spaces to call it for a long rest, Reyna, as you're meditating, you are knocked out of your meditation.
My drugs.
I need some medication for this fucking year. You're knocked out of your meditation by a dagger slipping between your ribs. And that is where we're going to call tonight's session.
Boo.
Dun,
Wow.
dun, dun.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us on Tal'Dorei A New Dawn.
And that's how you do that, folks.
That was a hardcore RP session, and I loved every fucking second of it. That was cool. That's the kind of shit we're here for. RP, combat, good stuff. There's going to be combat next
You
week.
get stabbed.
Yeah, you can bet we're opening with some combat next week. So.
And I can bet that dagger's poisoned.
I mean, you could take an educated guess. Anyway,
Okay, I can fix poison.
it's a little late for a Q&A tonight. We got a late start,
Yeah.
but we are going to do a quick outro. So let's move around the other way. Sai, where are you on the internet? What are you working on, buddy?
Hello. I am at that down there underneath Mitz's name. Every Wednesday I'll be here playing Mitz. And that's about it for now.
Alrighty, Derek.
Hey, I'm Derek. You can find me on Twitter and on Twitch at Delta J Ford. I stream Tuesday to Saturday, and I'm here every Wednesday playing Tal'Dorei. And I think we just created a new thing every Saturday night with a little bit of 7 Days to Die with some other folks in this particular session. So follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch.
Yeah, some of your favorite Soulbear RPG people, but we'll talk about that in a second. Robert.
Yo, I am Robert, aka DSC_Smurf, everywhere on the internet. You can check out more of what I do on the Twitters and stuff, and also on Dumpstat Charisma on Monday and Tuesday nights, where we also play D&D. And you can also check me out on Friday over on Welcome to the Party RPG, because I play D&D too much.
Not true.
Never too much.
All right.
It's a lot.
Maddie.
Hey everyone, I'm Maddie, aka So Many Games. You can find me right here on Soulbear RPG Wednesdays and Fridays playing Dungeons and Dragons. I have a talk show on Saturdays on my channel called So Chatty. This Saturday, I've got the creators of the Retroverse, Snickle Socks and Luis Abadias. They're going to hang out with me and we're going to chat. And then after that, we're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons into the Retroverse. So yeah, the other night I may have stayed up until 2:30 in the morning working on graphics, but you know,
That life.
yeah. So the game might be shit, but the graphics will be great. Yeah, we'll be doing that after that, and then oh right, and then sonerdwear.com. It's what the nerds wear. Oh my god. Somebody put like a thing on a website, like from the shop, and like crazy amount of hits yesterday.
But yeah, I saw that.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's like a surprise thing to buy your DM.
And somebody bought one, so that was nice. So anyway, it's nice when people buy stuff.
Alrighty. Riley.
Hi, I'm Riley. You can find me on Twitter at Riley Avery. I'm here every Wednesday And I play 7 Days to Die with Derek and Brian and Carrie on Saturday. And you could just watch us scream and shout and
Let
cry
it all out.
and let
Sorry.
it all out. You mean all of our guts as we're getting eaten alive by zombies? Yeah.
And zombie bears.
And zombie bears.
Oh, God damn it.
There's zombie bears in it.
Yeah.
And it came
That's
right
terrifying.
Fucked up.
Yes. And that's that.
Wait, was he wearing anything?
after. No.
Fuck off. Fuck off. I will kill the stream right now. I shit you
Oh.
not.
Well, if
Oh,
he had a
wait.
sweater, maybe he wouldn't be so angry.
Wait till this Friday for that discussion. So,
Yeah, I got
Comes-
fucking livid.
comes up
Dana.
again.
Hi guys, I'm Dana. You can find me mostly on Twitter at DanaLeeB. I play here every Wednesday, and I kind of started a new blog. It's kind of like a baby, but that's fine. And I'm pretty sure Rain is not going to live through the next episode. So there's that.
Oh no.
All right, and I have been your dungeon master, and this is like the worst time to get rated. I'm so sorry, the Merry Mercs.
I know.
Thank you so much
Oh,
for
no.
doing that, but we were just finishing up because it's late over here. But it's
Tune
very
in
sweet
next
of you.
Wednesday.
Yeah, check us out next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on Soul Bear RPG for more Tal'Dorei New Dawn. But I've been your dungeon master, Brian Penaloza. You can find me on the Twitters at Captain Sugar Bear. That's at CPT Sugar Bear. You can see all the cool shit I'm doing there, nerdy point of view, all this fun stuff. You can get the link to the 7 Days to Die stream that we do on Saturdays, because it's not on this channel, it's on my personal Twitch channel, because it's a video game and it's not RPG related. So, yeah, that's all the shit. But I have to eat because I haven't eaten, and I have a fucking 12-hour day tomorrow. So, love you all, and have a great night. We'll see you next Wednesday on Tal'Dorei, A New Dawn.
Thanks for the last minute raid.